In honor of Indigenous History Month, I would like to highlight Miss Jasmine Crockett, who have absolutely no problem, not zero problems, reading you all the way down to the ground, something that we're very good at doing. So without further ado, here is Miss Jasmine Crockett. And no matter what we may feel about the governmentals, she is a sister.
But right now we have an administration that could care less about what the courts say that they can do, that could care less about what the law says, that could care less about the Constitution. And so I think that we have to understand that we are not dealing with normal people. We are dealing with someone who is proven to be a criminal, proven to be disrespectful to us as Americans. And listen, we have to fight him the exact same way. We have to come back with the same type of energy, which means that if you want to play ball, then I'm ready to play ball.
So basically what she is saying is that we are matching energy with energy. There is no more time for play. So if you want to come and you want to play ball, you want to come and you want to bring that smoke, be prepared for that fire.
You guys decided to do this while the House was out. Well, the House is back in as of tomorrow, and I can guarantee you there will be some spicy things that I will be up to tomorrow, because I am a duly elected member of the U.S. House, and we will have some things that we are trying to do. As of today, we know that
well, like what, for example?
So Ranker Meeks, who is the ranker for Foreign Affairs, he filed a privileged motion as relates to this trade war, which, of course, Trump has allegedly resolved that very quickly, but he was exceeding his emergency powers. He was misusing his emergency powers to try to engage in this anyway. So at this point in time, if we've got to file privileged motions, if we've got to do amicus briefs, if we've got to physically show up some places and ask some questions, because you can't keep us out. You may be able to say to whomever is running security somewhere that you're going to keep employees out. But as a sitting member of Congress, especially one that serves on oversight, and I've got oversight over the entire federal government, you're not going to keep me out of anything.
So in other words, what she is saying, that the doors that you have kept closed on the sisters is now blown open. So go play in traffic or go play with your mama, because I ain't playing with you no more.
One of the things that's been happening in terms of the playing ball has been federal unions have been suing to block Musk's ability to actually access the sensitive data for the Treasury. Yeah. Congress, obviously, in different positions than a litigant, an average litigant. What could the Democrats do specifically, as opposed to being in the majority, to actually try to combat this? It doesn't sound like there's the largest of appetites among Republicans to say that the mandate may have been for you to serve in office, but not to have this wide scope of authority for a non-elected official.
Well, I'm definitely going to say that the mandate wasn't there at all. The numbers are really small, kind of like his crack.
Now, y'all know our tongue is powerful. We got the sharpest tongue on the planet, so we're going to get a read in or a dig whenever we can, and that was a dig.
About, but I want to get to a new appointment that seems to be happening. President Trump is appointing Darren Beattie to a top State Department role. I know many people remember who Darren Beattie is. He was fired in 2018 for being a speechwriter. He was speaking at a conference attended by white nationalists. And then a few months ago, he posted this, Congresswoman: competent white men must be in charge if you want things to work. Unfortunately, our entire national ideology is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Here is the problem.
Of course, Congresswoman, to interrupt you, but President Trump, of course, has denied any allegations of the white supremacists, and that's why he apparently
care what
fired
he
what he.
I don't care what he
I know your point, but he did fire Darren Beattie in reaction. They believe in part to his attendance at that conference. Does that change your opinion in any
No,
way?
it doesn't change my opinion, because we saw what he literally recently just posted, and the coddling is for the white boys. That's what's happening right now. I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel away and why you can't make me doubt who I am? Is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harrises. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's. But I got news for them. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror, because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who some of ICE have been rounding up, or the Puerto Ricans who are absolutely Americans, listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors, Trump.
As refreshing as the rest of that read was for me, I would have to disagree on just one thing. And the thing that I'm going to disagree on is the ISIS part of the Native Americans that are sitting in ISIS at this time. Now, a lot of those are immigrants as well, because we are the indigenous people of this land. Whether some people like to hear it or not, the truth is out, and the truth shall make you free. So, in other words, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. She said what she said when she said how she said what she said, and she meant every word of it. So once the read has been read, there are no other words. So again, happy Indigenous Roots History Month.